Can one person change the world? No, but teamwork certainly can. Hi, my name's Jana.
And I'm Irina. We are European Solidarity Corps volunteers in Centro Fonte San Lorenzo in the center of Italy.
You're listening to the Speak Our Society podcast. Here, active European youth talk about socially uncomfortable issues. Stay tuned and don't forget to like and share. Hello everyone! We are starting our podcast with the first episode about volunteering. And I would like to start it from a quote. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Can you guess its author?
First of all, I want to say I'm not really agree with this phrase. Because you don't need to lose yourself to then find in yourself. You're just changing, and that's okay. About the author, you want me to say it's kind of famous volunteer, but I don't know them, so I would guess that it's a businessman. Maybe let's say it's Henry Ford.
Henry Ford, why so?
Because I think he lost himself in the service of others, of creating such a big factories, such a new factories for his times. So I actually in love with him as a person.
Interesting. Okay, I will not reveal to you the answer right now, but we will be back to this quote later on in our podcast. The question I'm going to ask you now is, how do you define volunteering?
For me, volunteering is an activity. Is an activity that you want to do to change the world, to bring something new, bring something better in local communities, bring something better to other people, help somebody to feel better. And that's something that you do because you want to help, and that's it.
And do you also have any personal experience with volunteering?
Right now, I am volunteering with a long-term project of the program European Solidarity Corps. I'm volunteering in social center in the center of Italy. I'm volunteering abroad, and I'm pretty satisfied with my choice being here today.
What do you do precisely on this project?
This is social center for everybody. I'm here to just be near, to bring some new ideas, to help people to be more tolerant, help people to be more friendly, to share with them my experiences, to socialize them, to just be together, because it's a place for everybody of all the ages, for kids, for teenagers, for adults, for elderly people. It's just place to being together with your neighbors, with your community.
And how did you choose this project? What were your main motivations to come?
For volunteering, my main motivation wasn't to change the world, to make it better. My motivation was more personal, about changing my life, my environment, to bring something new to my life, to learn something new. But now it happens like this, that actually I'm given a lot to this place, to this project, and I feel myself useful here.
So volunteering, is it something more for your local community that is benefiting from your service as a volunteer, or it's also something that you get for yourself?
It's benefit for everybody. For local community, it's more about you as, let's say, worker. That's your new experience, new ideas. And for you as a person, that's new environment, new people, new friends, new possibilities, maybe new skills as well.
You've mentioned work, but I want to ask you, volunteering and work, what is the difference, if there is any?
Sure, there is a huge difference. First main difference is salary. You don't have salary. For example, for me in this project, they cover my expenses for food, but it's not actually a salary. The other difference between work and volunteer, that's work, that's something that you need to do, you're, let's say, forced to do. Volunteering is just about your willingness. Volunteering is just about your personal desire to do something, to help somebody.
Yet, volunteering is not a hobby. And maybe there is some time in your volunteering project when you do not want to do something that you have to do. Does it ever happen to you?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes there are some tasks that you don't know how to do or you don't want it to do, but your project is about it. In this case, it's not about hobby, it's just about responsibility you took for being here, for taking care about people there and taking care about tasks that needs to be done in this certain place, certain community. So it's not about hobby. That's more work that you're ready to do free.
Mm-hmm. And what type of volunteering exists?
There are short-term volunteer and long-term volunteer when you're going abroad. But also you can volunteer in your local communities. You can find a lot of projects, you can find a lot of places you can help. For example, it could be like dog shelters, like hospitals, maybe these houses for elderly people. You can choose whatever topic you like, just come there and say, hey, I want to help you, I want to volunteer. They're always open to free hands, let's say, to help. When we are talking about volunteering abroad, there are like short-term projects, like less than 2 months, and long-term, like more than 2 months, where you're actually going to other country, you're organizing your life there, you're like worker, and they take you as a part of community.
And what do you learn by this experience abroad?
First of all, I like to name it survival skill. That's not about going to forest and fighting with wild animals, but survival skills in the world when you need to find your bus without knowing language, when you need to, let's say, survive with a little amount of money, or when you're in another country and you don't know what to do. You're surviving, and that's cool, and at this moment you're feeling yourself very strong and able to do everything.
But what if you fail? What if you cannot find your boss without speaking a language? What if you feel so lonely, far from your family and friends, that you just struggle to communicate with new people around you? What if you cannot manage your budget? What if the responsibilities are just too high for you on the project? What can you do as a volunteer?
First of all, you will better understand yourself and you will better understand this thing that you can do and you cannot do. For example, in my project, we have a psychologist who can help us with whatever kind of issues, whatever kind of questions we have. But in general, you are a best psychologist for yourself. You can analyze situation. You can find solution. You always can find solution.
Right. And maybe it's also a good advice to go and talk to somebody in case of any doubts.
You always have someone you left in your country, in your home. You can turn back. You can say, hi, hey, I didn't manage. And it's okay that you didn't manage. It's okay to manage and it's okay not to manage. Because we are all humans, we are all vulnerable. So don't worry, try again.
And by making mistakes, we all learn something. Can we say that going for a volunteering project means leaving your comfort zone?
For me, definitely is. Maybe for someone else, it is not. It's just a part of the life. When you go for volunteering, for example, on the weekends, it's actually not leaving your comfort zone. But when you're leaving your home for a long term, yeah, it's about comfort zone.
What challenges have you faced on this project and being on a long-term volunteering project abroad?
First, it's being far from my family, friends, and let's say my previous life. I miss them so much. Um, Second, let's say it's language and other culture, other rules, how society works. You need to adapt yourself. You need to understand these rules. You need to make mistakes. And maybe the third one, that's not really popular one, uh, that's about money, because you don't have salary. For example, for me, they just cover my expenses for food, and that's all. And sometimes it's difficult to manage this little amount of money.
So, how do you cope with these difficulties? Your family being abroad, a new culture, also new language, as you said, but also economic struggles.
You just trying to find some ways to manage it. When it's about missing family, we're talking with video chat. Since COVID, we're all adapt to this kind of conversation. If we're talking about language and cultural thing, you just need to make mistakes. You just need to time to learn this language, and also you need to have willingness to dedicate your time to learn a new language. And about money, you just find a way to be more economic, to find new ways to, for example, cooking food. For example, yesterday for the dinner, we've tried a new recipe, like low budget recipe. Um, it's made from chickpeas water.
Chickpeas water.
Yeah, actually, the thing that you always that always in the garbage can. Now you can prepare something. It's the flour and chickpeas water. You mix them together, and it's something like eggs, let's say, but low budget.
Sounds very interesting. So, you're definitely becoming more creative in problem solving.
Yeah, you're more creative in everything, in cooking, in cleaning, in living, in learning. I am such a creative person now.
Do you think this experience that you are undertaking now has changed you? Or maybe you will see some changes in yourself in the future. How do you think?
I think every experience changed you as a person. Every experience brings something new. This one brings me a lot about new culture, about other people, about other experiences and backgrounds, but also about me, how I can manage or how I cannot manage some things. Now I understand myself better.
Great. So, going back to the quote we've started from, do you agree that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others?
As I've said before, I'm not agree, because you need to just find yourself, but not losing.
Well, interesting. What would Mahatma Gandhi, the author of this word, say to you?
Mahatma Gandhi. I've said it was Henry Ford.
Well, almost the same, almost.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Okay, the next question I have to you. How do you measure the results of your volunteering work?
Now I'm working in social center, and it actually could be difficult to measure results of your work in such a place. I think I will see them in like 10 years, maybe even more. That could be something about tolerance, that could be about taking other culture, other experience, other thoughts of other people. But even now, I see and I can feel how people of this community take me, how they host me. They're very friendly and they're open to take my experiences, and I'm open to take their experience.
What about your personal community? So when you come back from this project, you come back to your country, to your city, to your friends and family. Do you think that the experience you've had on this project will also impact them in some way?
I think yes, maybe not so much as they have impact on my personality, but of course I will share my experience. I will share stories of other people, and maybe they will take something also for them. So that's like experience changing a lot of lives on this planet.
Amazing.
This like butterfly effect, you know?
Butterfly effect? Interesting. How about age? Is it important for volunteering?
For volunteering in general, it's not important at all. You can volunteer when you're a kid, you can volunteer when you're a grandma. The only essential thing you need to have is desire to help. Because when you have your heart open, it doesn't really matter how old you are.
How beautiful. Thank you. And the last question I'm going to ask you, what are the most beautiful or memorable moments you've experienced while on this project?
Okay, I have one lovely story about one granddad actually, who bring us a bottle of homemade limoncello. Limoncello is an Italian drink, like traditional one, and he bring as a present for us. And he was so nice with this tiny bottle. And actually, the drink was the best limoncello in my life, and I will remember forever.
How nice. So locals are accepting you fully and also ready to give you presents for the work that you do for them for free.
I think they feel that I've given them something really valuable, something really important, and then they are ready to share as well.
Thank you, Irina, for your answers. And before we say goodbye, I'd like to leave you with another famous person's quote. These are Dalai Lama's words on volunteering. The intelligent way to be selfish is to work for the welfare of others. That's it for today. If you found the topic interesting, don't forget to like and share, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Speak Our Society podcast.